Everyone, my name is Reggie and welcome to my channel. Today is exciting because this is the start of my smutathon vlog. And if you don't know, smutathon is an adult romance inspired readathon hosted by Lainey at Ginger Reads Lainey and Riley from Riley Marie, two of my favorite booktubers. And this is an interesting thing that I'm doing. This is a huge experiment. A thing that I've said often on my channel is that I don't really like romance. I never read like adult romances or erotica. I'm not an adult romance reader. Not into it, not interested, I'm good. For me, this is romance. I love a good romance in books, but I want more in the story because guys, there's more to life than love. But I don't read romance, don't like romance in books. So why am I participating in a romance-inspired readathon? Well, I've been enjoying romance in books a lot and a lot more over the last few months. Reading tastes change, I don't know what it is, but it's been something I've been enjoying that in the past I hadn't. So I thought this week would be a really good experiment in trying out some romance books that I maybe wouldn't have picked up before and seeing how I feel about them, and a readathon hosted by two of my favorite booktubers felt like just the right time to do it. So this readathon runs from June 3rd through the 9th. The Smutathon girls have created this bingo board that you can try to get bingo on. I'm trying to get a bingo. It's like 4 crossed. We're trying to hit this one. So there are 4 categories I'm trying to read through the week. The first is an author of color, and for this I want to read The Wedding Date. The second category I want to read is enemies to lovers, and so for this I want to read The Hating Game by Sally Thorne. Next up on this bingo is a book out of your comfort zone, and for that I want to read The Time Traveler's Wife. Technically romance is all out of my comfort zone, but the other 3 on my TBR, the 2 I've already mentioned and the one I'm going to mention, are more recently released. The Time Traveler's Wife is a little bit older. It has the highest chance of not standing up, I think. And then the last category is a vacation romance, and for that I want to read The Unhoneymooners by Christina Lauren. So it's the first day of the readathon and I've actually already finished a book. What? But I had the ability to listen to an audiobook for a portion of the shift I worked today, and so I listened to The Unhoneymooners by Christina Lauren, and I flew through it, and I just had to finish it. So this is the story of Olive and Ethan. Olive is our main character. Her sister and Ethan's brother are getting married, and that's the start of the story. Is Olive is the maid of honor working at her sister's wedding. Everyone else at the wedding gets sick because they ate the food that was provided, but those two don't. So they go on the honeymoon for the bride and groom that got married that day because since it was a contest winning, they couldn't change or rebook the trip, so they didn't want to go to waste. Olive and Ethan end up going. So we have a lot of tropes going on here. We have a vacation romance, we have hate to lovers, we have one bed. So if you like any of those tropes, check out this book. The one bed trope wasn't like played up like it is in a lot of situations. However, it did exist and it was addressed, so that's a thing. This is a romance, so of course you know things happen. It's a great time. I enjoyed this. There's a couple things about this I didn't like, but I read the whole book. I flew through it, really enjoyed it, gave it 4 out of 5 stars. And now I've started The Hating Game by Sally Thorne. And whew, I love the first book, but I'm not enjoying this as much, and I thought this was the most likely for me to enjoy because this has like the most glowing reviews ever on BookTube. I hate our main character so far. I really don't like her. One thing is she's fat shamed a lot and she's just oblivious, and 2, the writing of this is weird. I'm not a romance reader, so I take what I'm saying with a grain of salt. I haven't read enough hate to love tropes to know if this is a thing or not, but it feels to me like the switch from hate to love has happened really fast. It feels like our main, I just don't feel like I've been built up the hate enough for our main female character to already start having feelings for our main male character. And she's not even questioning those feelings that much. She's just like, oh, this is a thing that's happening. I don't really like that. I just don't get it. It might work as the story progresses, I don't know. Also, the main character just put on lipstick and literally described it as slit wrist red, and I'm angry. We'll see how it progresses. It may really woo me in the most of the book is left. I'm like 15% into the book, so the rest of the book could very well woo me, and those things could not be that big of a deal. But so far I hate them, and so far they're annoying me. really this main character, I don't like her. That's the problem, is I just don't. So like, I don't care if she falls in love or not, because like, I don't care about her. Anyways, that is all for this clip. I'm gonna actually film my wrap up and TBR because I haven't done that yet, and it's like the third. It's the third. So I finished filming, and this is what it looks like when I finish filming. Lights are up, camera's up, books all over my bed, an empty water bottle, change of clothes, which I didn't use all of. My lights are set up and look pretty. End of the night update. It's 9:30. I need to go to bed soon, so I'm gonna wash off this makeup, clean up this mess on my bed, get some more water because I am sick and coughing, which is no fun, and get ready for bed. So I don't think I'm gonna read anymore tonight. Sorry, had to pause for coughing fit. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed day one. Hopefully day two is just as productive, and hopefully I enjoy the hating game more than I do right now, because currently hating it, which is not as funny and ironic as I would like it to be, since, you know, the title is called The Hating Game. Anyways, we're moving on. Good night. I'll see you tomorrow. Today is Friday, so I haven't vlogged in a long time. So this week just kind of really got away from me. I have been reading. I actually finished my second book for Smutathon, but this is day like 4. Let's see, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, day 5. But I finished my second book on day 4. I read The Hating Game by Sally Thorne. We'll talk about that in a second. Life this week has just been really hectic. My husband Manny is going out of town this weekend. He already left, and so I was helping him get ready for that, doing a lot of shopping and prepping for the trip and just random stuff like that. I just was reading but didn't have a chance to sit down and vlog it, which is disappointing because the point of this was to like kind of rehash my feelings on romance, and I did that with the first book, the Unhoneymooners, which I enjoyed. Let's go into the second book while I do my makeup. I've already done foundation and stuff, but let's jump in to what I thought of The Hating Game by Sally Thorne. Spoiler alert, I hated it. I gave it 1 out of 5 stars. Most unpopular opinion I feel like ever. But this is a story of Josh and Sally, who are co-workers at a publishing firm, and they're trying to both get the same promotion, basically. And it's hate to love, as I already mentioned. So obviously, you know, they have like a thing going on, and that's fine and all. But their relationship dynamic was really toxic, and I really hated them together. I hated our main character a lot. I have no idea what was up with her. She annoyed me to no end. She had a very young voice. She was very entitled. She was very, silly in that she didn't really know what was going on, like, ever. She couldn't read a room, which, I mean, that's a kind of a thing with, like, people in books anyway. Like, main characters in books never know what's really going on, which is always, like, kind of frustrating, but also kind of funny, and narratively is why it happens. It makes sense for them to, like, not see all the things you do as the reader, but she was just missing, like, obvious clues that just drove me up the wall. On top of all of that, I think the writing in this was super troubling. There was a scene where our main character describes her lipstick color as slit wrist red. They also refer to the guy, Josh. I think his name is Josh. Anyways, his parents are doctors, surgeons. His dad is the surgeon who cuts people open, and they refer to him as a cutter. And it was horrifying because it was not like explained or like it was explained what he did, but it was not expressed like, oh yeah, ha ha ha. That could be like a problem. No, it was just like, oh yeah, he's a cutter. Oh no, this is what it means, not that. Yeah, it's fine, whatever. It was just made me so angry. So yeah, I really hated this book. I also just like didn't like either of the main characters. I really disliked the romance. I thought it was super toxic. The way they expressed their hate for each other, super troubling. And then in the end, it's like, oh, but I always loved this girl, and I was always obsessed with her. And it's like not romantic. It's actually kind of creepy. And I just don't understand why people love this book. I many times wrote down what I didn't like about it in Goodreads updates. So if you were following me on Goodreads, you would see kind of more in-depth my thoughts. But basically, I thought it was manipulative, problematic, troubling, and upsetting, to say the least. I was not a fan. Really hated this book. Worst book I've read this year, 1 out of 5 stars. Sorry I didn't get to update you as I read it. I think on the first day I got to 25%, second day 70%, third day finished it. Woo. So last night, after I finished that, I wanted to jump into the next book right away because I wanted to cleanse my soul of that. I didn't want to sit in that. So I started The Time Traveler's Wife last night. I'm about 20% into it now, and I'm hoping to get through a decent chunk of it today. It is a long one, but I'm enjoying it so far. Parts of it are kind of creepy. So basically the plot of The Time Traveler's Wife, let me get some more makeup real quick. So the plot of The Time Traveler's Wife is that our main characters are the couple, and the dude is a time traveler. He doesn't know why or how, but he just like jumps in and out of time, basically. He jumps from one place to the next. And so the story takes place as these two characters meet up at different points in time. So like he'll be 32 and she'll be 16, or she'll be 6 and he'll be 24, things like that. We also get perspectives where he's meeting up with himself as like a younger kid, things like that. So like it really messes with the time notion, and I really like that. I love books about time travel. I really like books that are told in a non-linear format. So this has both of those things going on, and I'm really enjoying that. Yes, I'm using the same brush for blush, bronzer, and highlighter. No, that's not recommended, but my brushes are dirty. I'm washing them later, so do what we gotta do. So anyways, The Time Traveler's Wife. Parts of it are kind of creeping me out because like this dude is attracted to this girl who's like 15 when he's 32, and it's kind of weird, but also it's not because it's like they're married, but the timeline, it's a little weird. Just because of the way the timeline works. There's moments that are creepy, but they address that it's kind of creepy. They're like, don't do this, don't look, blah, blah, blah. So, I mean, like, I don't think it's necessarily problematic, but it does kind of creep me out. But overall, for the most part, I'm really enjoying this book a lot more than The Hating Game, at least. The only thing The Hating Game did right is that title, because it was a game of me trying not to hate that book because I wanted to love it, and ended up hating it. But yeah, back to Time Traveler's Wife. Enjoying it. I think the two characters are interesting, but like I said, the big draw for me is like the very unique narrative structure of this. I think that is fascinating, and I'm loving it. Manny is out of town, so I have to get a copy of my house key so I can have someone walk my dog. One of my neighbors is going to walk my dog while I'm at work on Sunday and Monday, so I need to get a copy of my house key. I also would like some coffee and maybe food. I have to go to the grocery store to get some groceries for this weekend, so yeah. I also am probably gonna have to go to the grocery store tomorrow because I have to get lunches for the week, and I make salad, so I don't want this stuff to wilt early. So I'll probably go to the grocery store tomorrow. My hair doesn't look great, doesn't look horrible. We're gonna go with it. And I am done. I should probably put on like some lip balm or something. And then we're gonna go. Melting. So first stop is Starbucks. You can kind of see it there. I'm listening to The Time Traveler's Wife, which is great. I have a cough, so I picked up a grande frappuccino, coffee frappuccino, no whip. I don't really like Starbucks' whip, and I have a sore throat, so I'm going with the frappuccino, hoping it helps. I have like a little bit of a cough. I've had it for a while, hoping to like get rid of it this weekend. But anyway, normally my like order from Starbucks is just like an iced coffee with milk and sugar. But today we're going the frappuccino route, hoping it helps the cough. I also picked up a banana because I'm hungry, but I want to run all my errands before I eat. So I'm home now, and my hair is a mess, but oh well. I have my lunch, and I'm gonna eat it while I watch YouTube videos. But before we do that, I wanted to show you some mail I got. So I got this envelope, and inside of it, if I can open with one hand, are dog stickers. So I've got this one, and I won these online from one of my favorite corgi dog Instagram people. So that's cool. They're so cute. I love them. So yay. There's that. And then I got the Life's Library Book Club book. And this is a beautiful cover. I love it. This is Michael Chabon's The Yiddish Police Union, and it's like a police detective mystery thriller, I think just mystery. I think I threw that thriller in. Has deckled edges, which you may not know, but I am not a fan of. Has the letter from John Green. Has a bunch of little goodies. So we've got a bookmark. We've got book plates. Book plates come with every Life's Library book. The book, which I've already showed you. And then this one's really cool. The Yiddish Peppermint Union Loose Leaf Tea, which is caffeine-free from Novelties. And I think that's so cute. My hand has been in front of this the whole time, hasn't it? Ugh, this horrible vlogger. Should probably get up and do something. And not drop my camera. Anyways, so I was looking around starting to clean, and I saw these, which I wanted to open for you in a video, and I kept thinking, like, I want to open these on camera, but I don't vlog when I'm going to do this. Haha, vlog. Anyways, so these are Harry Potter little wands. I bought one once upon a time, and it was Ron's wand, so they were on sale for like $1. I bought 3 of them, and we're going to open them up and see what I got. I've had these for a while, and I've been, I just not open them, so let's see. Ah! I got the Elder wand, so that's exciting. I really would love to get Hermione's wand, Sirius's wand, and the Elder wand, so that's exciting. And this little blue thing is the stand it goes on. Let's see. Oh, another Elder one. So I picked out 2 of these, and then I had Manny pick out the 3rd one. So we probably both picked out an Elder one, if we're being honest. And then I have Ron's wand again. So now I have 2 of Ron's wands and 2 Elder ones. So that's fun. I'll probably find a way to give away Ron's wand and the 2nd Elder wand. So if you want one, I don't know if I'll really send it to you, but let me know. So today is Saturday. It is the second to last day of the readathon. It's the last day of my weekend, so the goal is to finish The Time Traveler's Wife today, but I still have like 5.5 hours of the audiobook, so we'll see how that goes. You can see Yogi sleeping in the background. I have not done much today. I woke up late. I couldn't sleep well last night. I woke up late. I listened to some of the audiobook. I did an at-home workout, took a shower, washed my hair. I'm gonna let it dry naturally. I'm also not wearing any makeup, but I'm gonna go out into the world and I'm gonna get groceries. The plan is to finish The Time Traveler's Wife today and then read The Wedding Date tomorrow, and that will give me a bingo. This lighting is really bad, isn't it? There's just no wedding. Oh well, we're gonna stick with it because we've already gone this far into the clip. I'm really cutting it down to the wire with this one, and also I'm really thinking the more I get into it that The Time Traveler's Wife isn't really a good smutathon read. It's romance. It's a very unique and weird romance, but it's romance, but there's like, they mention sex, but there's no smutty times. So I don't know, but the idea of this readathon is an adult romance readathon. And for a person who doesn't read a lot of romance in general, I think we're just gonna count this as a win, and this was an experiment anyway. And so far the experiment goes, loved the Unhoneymooners, hated the hating game, enjoying The Time Traveler's Wife. Not sure how I feel about it though. This, I feel like The Time Traveler's Wife is gonna be one of those books that's very long, and I'm not gonna know if it's worth it until the end and how that ending pays out. So I just gotta get there. That dog is still sleeping. I guess he doesn't want to go out. I guess he doesn't want to walk. Walk? Walk? Do you want to walk? Yeah. I love you. Sometimes I feel like the majority of my audiobook listening to is done while I walk this dog. It is Sunday. It's the
end of the day, it's like 8:30 p.m. and I am gonna make it. I'm not gonna be able to film my like wrap up thoughts, impressions of this experiment for you, but I am going to have read all 4 books by the end of smutathon. So while I was at work today, I finished The Time Traveler's Wife at like 1 p.m. and then I started The Wedding Date, and I am flying through The Wedding Date. And I'm not done. I'm like 90% through the audiobook, but I think it's like 40 minutes left, and I still have to like get ready for bed and do some dishes and stuff, so I'm 100% gonna finish it. And I'm just so excited because there was a real moment there where I didn't think it was gonna happen, and it happened. All right, we're here to wrap up Reggie Reed's romance, the experiment of the week. Let's wrap up my thoughts on the last 2 books I read first, because I don't think I really discussed that in this vlog. I finished The Time Traveler's Wife, and I enjoyed that. I think I gave it a 3.5 stars. I haven't decided yet, but it's like definitely middle of the road for me. I really enjoyed it. I really liked the narrative structure. I told you that. Parts of it were weird. I think it was way too long for what it was. Something I've discovered while reading these romances is something I've already known about me, is I don't really like books that tie up in the end with a pretty bow. Romances tend to do that, and I thought this book was gonna fight that back. I thought The Time Traveler's Wife was gonna be the one that's like, no, we don't want a happy ending. Like, that's not what the story is. But we had this scene in the end that was kind of a happy moment, and I just wasn't on board. I don't know. I just thought we were building to something completely different than what we ended up building to, so that was pretty disappointing to me. But overall, enjoyed the ride. I don't think it's necessarily worth all the hype, but I get the hype. It's a different kind of romance, and that's interesting. And, you know, I didn't hate it like I hated the hating game. Will I ever let that go? No. The last book I read was The Wedding Date, which was my second favorite I read this week. I really enjoyed this. This was really quick paced. I think it was fun. Not really super problematic. The relationship had its weird moments. It wasn't like completely healthy at all times, but I really enjoyed. So that was always addressed. I was kind of in between how realistic this felt and how not realistic this felt. Like, how many times are you really gonna buy a flight, a 1-hour flight from LA to San Francisco? It's a wheels up to wheels down. It's like a 45-minute flight. I've made it many a times. On the flip side of that, I'm from California, so I really enjoyed seeing a book set in California. Always do. I had mixed feelings about this. Overall, I really enjoyed it. But the parts I didn't enjoy, I was just confused by. But I ended up giving this a 4 out of 5 stars. Really enjoyed it. I thought it was cute and wonderful. So let's talk about my feelings about romance in general. I think I like some romance. Was that probably something we could have predicted by the beginning of this vlog? Yeah. I think something that I discovered through reading this, which was kind of obvious, that if I think something is problematic, I'm not gonna like it. That's always been a thing with me. I think damaging and toxic relationships are the reason I thought I hated romances, because so many times it's glorified. You think Colleen Hoover, you think Sarah J. Maas, sorry. These are just relationships that I've like vehemently hated. But now looking at the romance genre, I can honestly say that I see that there is a lot more healthy dynamics at play in the genre. If you have any recommendations for romances that kind of feel like that, this like modern, contemporary, more realistic, grounded, diverse, honest, and healthy relationship books, if that makes any sense, give me recommendations in the comments down below. But basically, my general thoughts are, while predictable, I probably also wouldn't have known for sure unless I went through this process of Reggie Reed's romance. And while these all books may not have been super smutty, and they may not have been like the idea or purpose of smutathon, in terms of the experiment for me reading romance, it was perfect, and everything kind of went how I wanted it to. I always said I hated romance, and that's not true. I always said I wanted more in books than romance, but like the books in these that I enjoyed had more to talk about than romance. Long story short, this was a fun week. I enjoyed my time. I hope you enjoyed it too. I'm not discounting romance anymore. I'm definitely going to be picking up more romance books, and I'm going to be more willing to pick them up, because for a long time I was putting them on my TBR but never picking them up, and I think I'm definitely more willing to pick them up. I don't think romance has like become my favorite genre by any means, but I do think some of my preconceived notions about it were incorrect, And I think while they could be fun and fluffy still, they do it in a way that makes me happy, in the way that I can think about these things. The Ravenclaw in me can still like think about the human condition in terms of these relationships without it taking away from the light, fun, fluffy stories. If you enjoyed this, subscribe, thumbs up, all that fun stuff. I'll see you in my next video. Bye!